What's up, anime fans? It's Johnny Boy, and I'm sorry I've been gone for so long, but I just want to do a quick episodes review of episodes 13 through 16 of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Budget Work Season 2. Now, overall, so far, my impressions is that I'm not quite as impressed as I was with Season 1. Like, Season 2 just hasn't hit me as hard, mainly because there haven't been as many fight scenes, and the few fight scenes that we had were pretty much watered down. Has anybody noticed that the fight scenes were watered down? Starting with episode 13, the fight scene between Kazuki and Rin. Okay, that was really watered down because that was a big tease until freaking Archer came out of nowhere and just interrupted the fight scene. So that fight scene didn't impress me too much. And then you go back to episode 15 when we have Berserker versus Gilgamesh, and that fight scene was also watered down because first of all, episode 15 started off with the fight scene. I was like, yay, so excited, Berserker! And then we have a 15-minute flashback interrupting the fight scene. The flashback was entertaining. It was interesting because I personally wanted to know more about Ilya's past, and we got to know more about her. And I found that interesting, just how she met Berserker. And I wish there was an episode fully just dedicated to her flashback. But then that interruption between the fight scene, then we have a flashback, and then it goes back to the fight scene again. It was just too much. And also, Berserker was pretty much just trying to dodge and block the swords of Gilgamesh in episode 15. Like, it wasn't much of a fight at all. It was more of him being in the defensive and then being chained up, tied up, and then getting killed. Like, that's pretty much what happened. Now, he did surpass the myth, the legend of himself, because even after he died, he kind of just gave this last attack against Gilgamesh, which even surprised Gilgamesh. But again, the fight scenes are pretty much watered down so far in season 2. And even at the end of episode 16, we only get to see 2 seconds of Archer versus Lancer. Like, we didn't get to see the full fight scene. We're gonna have to wait till the next episode, but based on the track record of season 2, I don't even know how good the fight scene's gonna be in episode 17. I really hope that they keep it amazing. So let's start in episode 13. Honestly, the best part about that episode, besides the fact that freaking Archer betrayed in so he can get those 2 girls, I mean, why wouldn't he do that? Have you seen Saber, the way she was tied up and her booty hanging, and she was like, ah! Okay, never mind about that. But Archer joined the other side because of his ideals. He joined the stronger side. And then at the end of episode 1, freaking Shido being like, yo, Rin, I like you, girl. I just want to tell you that out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, he tells her that he likes her, and it's confirmed, it's public, it's out there now. I do want to quickly mention Kazuki because his fight stance, even when he's running, he's always holding his arms up here and ready to fight. He's always on the defensive and offensive because he's a trained assassin. So I found that interesting. That's a point that many people missed, but I do want to point that out. And then we have episode 14 was more dedicated to Castor. That was one of the episodes that I didn't quite enjoy until the very end because honestly, I'm not a fan of Castor. And just because you give me a backstory about her life and make me feel like, oh, poor Castor, she just wants to go home. She was abused by her master. Everybody calls her a witch. I don't care. I still don't like her. Nobody likes her. Why are you, nobody likes Castor. Even if you try to make us feel bad for her, we just don't like Castor and never will. So that didn't really do it for me. But the ending of that episode, I really wish Shinji got his eyes stabbed. Shinji is just an annoying character, but that was definitely a good moment of seeing Gilgamesh there fighting with the homunculus, whatever they're called. What's the name of those people who aren't human, but they look like humans? You know, that they're made from clay. You know what I'm talking about? Those 2 servants of Ilya. And then Ilya coming in pissed off with Berserker, my people! That was awesome. Moving on to episode 15. The best part of this episode was that booty shake from Ilya. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that booty shake she did when she was twerking? That was awesome. That was an awesome moment. But honestly, I was disappointed with the fight scene. It was a little bit cold of Gilgamesh, the way he was blinding her, and then he stabbed her, and then he ripped her heart out. Damn. Well, technically that happened in episode 16, but yeah. But the most annoying thing of episode 15 was freaking Shido. Rin had to hold him down because he was like he was trying to save her, but he can't do anything. And then he screams out, "Please stop it!" And they get his ass kicked. Like, do you think saying stop it to Gilgamesh is gonna make any difference? Not only do you put your life at risk, but you also put Rin's life at risk by exposing each other. So like, he was stupid. And in the 2006 Fate Stay he was even dumber. But in season 1 of this Fate Stay Unlimited Blade Works, he's not as bad. But in this episode, in episode 15, he just showed that he still has some stupidity to him. And he needs to really learn. He needs to learn that he needs to, yes, it's okay to worry about others, but you need to use your brain. Like, you can't just go out there in the open. Like, let's say you're at the beach and there's like a bunch of machine guns. You can't just run straight up. You have to think strategically. So if it wasn't for Rin, he would have died. Now, episode 16 was a little bit more boring for those who only watch this series for the animation, the music, and the fight scenes. So for those people, episode 16 was pretty damn boring. But for the rest of us who actually enjoyed the story, we still enjoyed the episode because we see an alliance between Lancer and between Rin and Shido. Now, I'm not sure what Rin and Shido can bring to the table. I'm not even exactly sure why Lancer would want to join them. But I did find that fan service moment where freaking Shido was like, "Yo, get away from my girl. Don't you talk to my girl. That's the only condition." Oh man, and she was like, "What? Like, I'm not your girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about? We're a couple now." And he was like, she was like, "No, tell us, say we're not a couple." And he was like, "Look, I'm not gonna say anything." This guy is a PIMP. Shido is a player. That's all his brain is good for right now. But I did enjoy the overall episode. We did get teased for Archer versus Lancer, but that's okay. And this episode, like, again, it wasn't that exciting, but I did enjoy it. Now, I just want to quickly go back to episode 15 because a lot of you, including myself, let's say as an anime-only watcher, it was a disappointing episode. Now, obviously, the visual novel goes much deeper into it, but I will say, Ufotable can't expect us to have read the original material. When you are making like Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, you have to set up the episode with assuming that your viewers haven't read the original material. And same with this, maybe a small portion of us hardcore fans have read the original material, but the majority of the audience is just basing everything off the anime. That's the first. So while some of us, like myself, appreciate episode 15 in a deeper way, critically thinking based on the episode, that everything that it showed us just from that episode, as an anime only watcher, I would have been disappointed. And in a way, I still was. And I'm pretty sure there were people who were even more disappointed. But trust me, episode 15 really had a deeper meaning. If you've seen Phase Zero, if you've seen the original Phase 9, if you read the visual novel, you know that there's a deeper meaning behind episode 15, and just Berserker and Ilya and everything that she's had with Kiritsugu, and just the hate she has against Shido, and just everything. It just all comes together in a beautiful way. But overall, I'm giving this series so far, between the first 4 episodes of season 2, I'm giving it more like an 8 out of 10 because it's still an amazing series, but it's kind of slowed down compared to season 1. Now, yes, season 1, episode 1 was like, episode 0 was a little bit slow in the beginning, but it was freaking an hour long. The next episode was another hour. Like, it's just different level, season 1 compared to season 2. And I hope that they don't drop the ball on this season 2. I hope that Ufotable hasn't gotten lazy. And they're not lazy because this isn't cheap. It's expensive to make this amazing fight scene. So in one way, I can understand why they had to water down a little bit of the fight scenes, because maybe unlimited budget works isn't so unlimited. But again, I'm still impressed with the overall scenery, the animation, the music, everything so far about this. The music, episode 15, when we had the flashback of Ilya, that creepy music just surprised me. So overall, I'm very happy with the series. A little bit disappointed, but still, I'm happy with it. But I want to know your thoughts. Do you agree with me about the fight scenes being watered down? Do you think that they could have done a better job? And what about the love interaction between Shido and Rin? Do you think that just came out of nowhere? Like, do you think Grishido is a smooth pimp? And let me know in the comments below what you thought about the first 4 episodes of season 2. Thank you for watching, and I'll make sure I'll see you guys in episode 17.